We ready? I'm now calling to order a regular meeting of the City Council, Tuesday, January 27th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Councilwoman Rogancy.
Here.
Councilwoman McGee.
Here.
Councilman Dwyer.
Here.
Councilman Boyke.
Present.
Councilman Lafferty.
Here.
Councilman Noonan.
Here.
Councilwoman Moore. We have a quorum.
Next item.
Next item is adoption of the consent agenda. So moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. As most of you know, we have been leaving many items on the table in an effort to encourage the mayor to provide documentation to this council. The mayor did not provide that documentation to us when we requested it, as she is required to under the charter and under a court order that states anything that the mayor has, the city council can have. I thought we were very lenient on what we requested because we did not request the mayor's personal notes, which we could have. We did, at a few minutes before the end of the day, before the last council meeting, received some documents, and what they amounted to were applications for the commission and some emails, some scheduling emails. Specifically, we asked for any draft documents. The letter from the mayor referenced, I'll paraphrase, but that the mayor hadn't made a final decision yet, which is lawyer speak for there is a draft document, but we're not calling it the final document. So I believe there are draft documents that we've not been provided. At this point, we're going to explore some other avenues to perhaps get those documents, but one of the things we wanted to find out about was if there had been people that had actually applied for the position, and there were. So at this point, I am going to read off the items that I am making a motion to remove these following items from the consent agenda. Item 4A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I kind of want to sing something here. Double A, double B, double C, double E, double F, and I would ask to remove item 4DD and put that on the regular agenda.
Madam Secretary, 4A through 4F. F, is that what you said?
No, I read them specifically. They were
Got
not
it.
all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what was 4DD would be 13J. And that is that. What's the other one, Mary? 4AA, we will remove to the regular agenda because the date is wrong, so we have to do some. So that will be AA will be 13K under, yeah. Thank you, Mary.
I
Motion
accept
to
those
ta-
amendments.
That's motion to table, or untable? Okay, all right, I'm sorry, never mind. Okay,
So we are,
Yep.
we do require a motion to remove from the table,
Yeah,
so.
we did that.
I
Remove
will-
from the table. You
So I
support
will
it.
support
Thank you.
Councilwoman Moore's motion to remove those items from the table
Yeah.
as specified.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, so, the motion to remove them from the table, and we still have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which I will come back to.
Right.
Okay. So the vote is for removing these items from the table. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Those items are removed from the table.
And then I had, as part of my next motion, to put 4DD and AA as items 13J and 13K on the regular agenda.
Okay, and those are part of the full motion for the consent. Okay. So now we're going to vote on the full consent agenda. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Okay, next item is adoption of the agenda. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion?
I will reiterate that what was item 4DD is now 13J. What was 4AA is now 13K. We'd like to add as item 12F, an update on the down payment assistance program. Okay, oh, okay. Just to clarify, the items that were on the table, the ones that we didn't untable remain on the table. Okay. Thank you, Mary. So let me start again. So as 12F, an update on the down payment assistance program. Item 12G, discussion regarding SEMCOG. Item 12H will be a motion following closed session. And also on where is the Marie? That's not on the agenda. Okay, another ad under council business, this would be 12H.
12H is the closed session.
Closed session. Aye.
Sorry, 12I, that will be, it's gonna be regarding 7576 Prospect and 21065 Dofer, which are city-owned properties, and the, action will be to, transfer those properties to the land bank.
Madam Secretary, can you, I'm a bit confused, can you clarify which items from the consent that were tabled are moving over?
Yes, 4DD and 4DD and 4AA,
Okay, and the rest are staying on the consent tabled?
correct.
Okay.
Except the, yeah, and the others were, the ones that are tabled stay tabled, and the other items on the consent are approved.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Confusing item.
Yeah, it's okay. I just wanted to make sure I was
Yeah,
clear.
Yep.
Okay. So this motion is to approve the agenda, and I have Ms. Moore and Mr. Lafferty as the motion and support. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes,
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee? Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
next item is 6A, calendar of pending matters, motion to receive and file.
Support Lafferty.
Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is approval of the bills of the General Revenue Fund, motion to approve with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Yes, I would like to remove check number 688376 in the amount of $431.91, payable to Lori Stone. Discussion?
You have the floor. Yeah.
Sorry. Last week, or in the last 2 weeks, I was sent a request to approve electronic payment in advance of the list of bills for an item from the mayor's office. At that time, the item requested was to pay for Sign Up Genius. And I sent it back and indicated that I thought this was an item that should be discussed in budget hearings and that I was not comfortable approving that. There are some big problems with this program. It is a data gathering. Will be gathering data on residents. We've already had problems from this, administration of and misuse of resident information. This is third-party control. Personal information, names, emails, availability is stored on a private, non-government platform outside municipal data protections. There are no city-approved privacy safeguards. The city has limited control over data use, data retention, data breaches. It's basically designed for school volunteers, social events, nonprofit signups, but not for government functions. It is not really appropriate for that. It is puts us into some legal and liability exposure for FOIA because requests to sign up Genius may be difficult to obtain. And as we're aware, anything that the mayor has, we get, and for us to ask for that and then go to a third party or somebody FOIAs it, that's difficult to get. I think, I'm aware of, probably Mr. Schroeder's aware of in the legal field, when you start dealing with third parties, it's a little difficult to get those, that information. It blurs the line between using personal accounts blurs the line of what's appropriate. And I'm just not comfortable with the city using this sort of database. And at this time, I don't think we should approve this repayment to the mayor. Apparently, she paid for it herself because I didn't approve the credit card at that time. It could have been sent over another way, and she could have tried to get it paid for, but she went ahead and bought it herself. I don't think that's a good practice anyway, when I said that council should be looking at it. And I could have reached out to everybody, but I thought the safe thing was for us to discuss it later. And at this point, we need to discuss this. I think we need to have an ordinance or something that we don't allow this sort of tool to be used. Mr. Lafferty is much, much more skilled in these matters than I am, but just a little bit of research I did made me a little nervous about this, and not the kind of thing we really want to be using. So I would ask, I don't know what we can do at this point, maybe Mr. Schroeder could advise us that we need to put something in place that this is, apparently they've been using a free version, and I would ask that all data be turned over to us, anything that's been collected or used, and how that's been used. But at this point, I think we need to put I hate moratoriums, but I think there needs to be a stoppage on using any device such as this. And, you can all do your own research, but I think we have to be very careful as elected officials, because I think this council, of any council I've ever seen, has been extremely cognizant of transparency. We all try to be transparent, and we've been trying to force that into, in the administration. And I think that we need to err on the side of caution here and have somebody do a little bit more research. So certainly I would feel more comfortable, and whatever, the rest of council believes. But at this point, I would make a motion to not pay that bill at this time, take it off the list of bills until we can discuss if the mayor bought it out of her own pocket. I guess she can use it at her house. but I don't think it should be used at City Hall, and it shouldn't be used for city business. Thank you.
So,
Madam Chair.
yep, really quickly, there's motion to approve the list of bills. Ms. Moore, you're making a motion to deny check 688376.
Correct.
Is there a support for?
Support Dwyer.
Thank you. Support for removing that. Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. And Ms. Moore, you're absolutely right. In this third-party software that we're talking about, anybody has access, whether it's on your mobile device, your home computer, you go to the internet, you download a small piece of software, it's free. Well, when you are signing up for a subscription or you are creating an account, you may or may not be asked to sign what's called a EULA, an end-user license agreement. And that's what Mr. Schroeder will probably be tasked with here, is a review. What does that EULA, quote-unquote, compel the subscriber to agree to when you're placing all of your information into it, when you're establishing that account? Many times you will be prompted, I agree, you click agree, and that click wrap, as it's commonly referred to, is pages and pages and pages long. Who's reading that? Well, our attorneys should be reading the end-user license agreement. We have agreements on this agenda for technical contracts, and they have been through the city attorney's office. They've been vetted before they come here. What information is being collected? This was already used, Ms. Moore and council, on January 15th. The mayor posted, Dear Warren community residents, business owners, students, parents, and community organizations, you're warmly invited to join a series of free community events. And it uses signupgenius.com. So this is already in use. The EULA has already been accepted. The city has already been compelled to accept the terms of the agreement. And whatever information is being collected, if it's residents' name, telephone number, email address, street address, there could be provisions in there for selling that information to third parties that we would never agree to as a municipal corporation. We have a duty to protect that information. Here, this could be potentially giving it away on the street. So we absolutely need to protect the information of our residents, and perhaps we need to have a policy discussion on, from a technology perspective, and especially at budget time, on what can and cannot be done to restrict the use of unapproved software that could endanger the private information of our citizens. Thank you.
Ms. McGee.
We've been using it, Sign Up Genius, I think, for quite some time since I've been here. To have people sign up and volunteer. Have our IT department even reviewed it? If we need to find that out, if they reviewed the Sign Up Genius to see how it affects us. And I understand what you're saying, but I know we've been using it for quite some time, because when we I believe we used it for the Skilled Cherries Fair, that they can sign up also and be a part of it. So, I never thought of it that way. I would think that IT would, at least our IT department would take a look at it and see how it would affect us. I know of quite a bit of businesses and schools that use that type of system. If we choose to hold back, I just want to get some clarification of how it's used and how often it will be used, and if our IT department will approve it.
Thank you. Mr. Boyke?
Madam Chair, question for Councilman Lafferty, your expertise on this. Along with Councilwoman McGee, I agree with you. IT should be involved. We're talking about the protection of our citizens' information, but we also fail to understand we're getting software from a third party. We don't know if there's any malware on it, ransom, and that could affect our whole system. And IT should be involved in it. And I wouldn't mind going a little farther and amend it. I don't know if we have the authority, but we stopped the check and we asked to shut down the site until we get assurances that it's protected. IT's not here. Am I right, though? A third-party software could affect the city operation?
Madam Chair, through the chair, yes, Mr. Boyke, that is true. That could happen without slandering the name of Sign Up Genius.
Well, they might not even know it.
They may not, but there are protections, but that's where, from a third-party risk perspective, risk management and technology controls should be in place. That's where our policies come into play to protect the city. All of our technology systems, our computers, and the data stored within. And you're absolutely right. It's one gateway where a bad actor, a third-party bad actor, can come in and begin to access municipal systems.
And, I mean, I've been reading a lot in my line of work. We're not allowed to, any AI programs, we're not allowed to download any of them. And I don't even know if the city has that, and, our employees using it.
Shouldn't be.
This is stuff that's very important that could shut down the city.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
I'll yield back.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yeah, Ms. Moore.
And, I told you Mr. Lafferty would know way more about a lot of this stuff than I do. And I know there are a lot of things to worry about that he's speaking of. I'm coming at this from a FOIA and transparency issue, because the residents have a right to see what data is being collected, what information is available, and certainly council is. And if we don't have that ability, that's a problem. And so that's really my concern. I would like to ask Mr. Schroeder what his suggestion is at this point, because I sure think we ought to shut it down right now until we have some clear answers. They're using a free set, I guess, now. I was not aware of this, unfortunately, and I think we probably have to be careful of things we're using free stuff. Mr. Schroeder.
Through the chair to respond, I would recommend, if that's how council feels, that the council request that this process be paused until there can be a review of the security of the system, an understanding of what data is being collected and how it's being used and who has access to it, and come back with a report. You can always pause something without completely stopping it, just so it's not really a moratorium, it's just a pause until we can get a grip on what's really going on here. And, it may turn out there's protections in place and so on and so forth, but I don't know enough about the facts to fully advise the council on that. So we would have to investigate that, get the information, and then report back and request the pause.
Yeah, and what I read is that the FOIA is very difficult. So without going through big subpoenas and court cases and all that kind of thing, it reminds me of the old days of the, what was the forum? Oh, what was everybody used to go to, the Warren Forum or things like that? You have to get, and, you have to go through court and everything even to get documents. So that's my concern. So my motion would be, at this point, to pause the usage of this program until we get answers. Maybe we set up a closed session or an open, a committee meeting of the whole. Once the IT department looks at it, legal's gonna have to examine it and probably talk to Sign Up Genius, get information about how the FOIA works, how readily they respond to information. And of course, any data that is collected, council has an absolute right to. So as part of that, I would certainly think that anything that's generated from that program should be provided to council, so that that's not secret information. Because we need to know, and we need to protect the residents from dissemination of some of that stuff. So,
Madam President?
1 second. Ms. Moore made a motion. I have 3 motions presently. A motion to pause the program Is there a support for it?
I'll support that.
Thank you. And then
He already-
Mr.
I think
Noonan,
Mr.
go ahead.
Mr. Dwyer.
Dwyer
did.
supported.
In addition to
Yes.
pausing the program, aren't you also asking to cancel the check?
Yep, separate motion.
That's, yeah,
Separate motions, but
Correct.
that's
There'll be
coming up.
3 votes
Okay.
on this particular item.
we're going to table it.
I have a concern. So the information that's already on it, because there are certain free systems like this. You have a system such as Google, which you can set up and people can be invited, and you can send out an invite through Google, and they can respond just the same way as this program. So, that's my concern. If we already have a sign up, and people have signed up to attend these type of events, and we pause, and we say stop, do we lose all our data? That's my concern, because I don't want to lose data, and I don't want it prevent people from receiving the
Data we shouldn't
information
have in
that
the
is
first
needed.
place.
Just, would they use another free program that could be a third-party program? I just rather request, even though I appreciate, Councilman Lafferty and his information that he has given, we still need to get our IT experts on top of it and let us know what their suggestions should be before we just pause it.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna call the question here in a second. I personally, I'm not gonna micromanage what the mayor's office uses. I appreciate your concerns and I totally respect all of that. I do think having the fee called into question and then paying for it and then trying to get reimbursed is a really backwards way of doing things, so I'm gonna deny the check myself. It's just not, I mean, it's just, trying to game a system, I guess, I don't know. So, the first motion is I'm just gonna call the question on the bills first, and then I'll move into the other motion. So, this vote is for the full bills with the exception of check 688376. Is everyone clear on that?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, so, Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Ms. McGee?
Yes,
Rogan C is a yes, motion carries. Next item is to deny check 688376. Ms. Moore made that motion, Mr. Lafferty? No, Mr. Dwyer made that support. I will call the question, yeah,
Point of clarification. Is this a motion to deny or a motion to table the check?
Deny.
Deny? Okay.
I will call the question, Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Ms. McGee?
yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Check is denied. And then the next motion is to pause the usage of the program. Anything further in that motion, Ms. Moore? A request to pause. Anything else in that motion?
No.
Okay.
I don't think
Request to pause. Ms. M-
Pending further review.
Okay.
Pending further review.
Pending further review. So a request to pause the program pending further review. I will call the question, Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Ms. McGee?
No,
Rogan C is a no. Motion carries. Next item.
Next
Madam
item
Secretary.
is 7B, approval of the bills of the water and sewer system. So moved.
Support Dwyer.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Ms. McGee?
yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is audience participation for agenda items only.
Good evening. Members of the audience who would like to address City Council this evening may do so by filling out an audience form located on the right side of the stage. You have 3 minutes. There's a monitor in front here. This this audience is only for agenda items. There is additional time at the end for general topics. First up is David Metzler. try pushing the button.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. Good evening. I'm going to continue the privacy theme regarding 13F for the drones. I think that it's a very bad idea in light of what's going on nationally with ICE and whatnot. I think that that's a Fourth Amendment issue. I worry about information being searched that does not have authorization to be searched. And to a lesser degree, the Fourth Amendment kind of applies to 12E regarding Amazon Air, although I understand that that's been trialed in Hazel Park and a couple other communities. Kind of mildly concerned about that, but 13F I have a real problem with, just given in light of where we are in history right now. And I really think that people need to be very mindful of the fact that the drones could be commandeered by ICE and what have you, and used for other purposes. And I think just generally a violation of the Fourth Amendment, in my opinion. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Metzler. That is, I think, the end of audience for agenda items. Next item, Madam Secretary.
Next item is announcements, Madam Chair.
Ms. Moore.
Yes, former Councilwoman Michael Wiecek passed away January 22nd, 2026.
Councilman,
What did I say?
Councilwoman.
Councilman Michael Wiecek. He served on this body from 1995 to 2007, and he sat where you are, one spot down, Mr. Boyke, because Mr. Wiecek thought that was the best spot in the House. So I sat next to him, and Keith Sadowski sat where Mr. Noonan is. I sat there for 4 years with Mike. Mike was very passionate about his views. We disagreed on just about everything there was to disagree on in our votes, but we were friends and we got along outside of this office. When I was asked to apply for the Planning Commission, at that time, planning was a very prestigious commission. That was the #1 commission, and it was very difficult to get on there. People had, they wanted people with experience and all. And the night I was up here to be approved, Mr. Wiecek didn't know me that well at the time, and he made a comment to someone saying, I don't think I'm going to vote for her. And the comment was, she's actually nice to you, Mike. Maybe you should vote for her. So he did. And we got along pretty well after that. I was just at the funeral home and spoke with his daughter and his wife. Mike was a former retired Detroit police officer and was very involved in Warren. He loved Warren. He was really a family man. He loved his wife. He adored his daughter. He was so proud of her. And when she was a young lawyer and she would have to travel out of state to Ohio or somewhere, he would drive her and sit and wait for her. He was always worried about her safety. And Mike was a great, great lover of animals. I know he had cats, and some of the neighbors did complain one time because he had so much love for the birds that he was putting birdseed out, and the entire backyard was full of geese, like solid geese, and the neighbors weren't too thrilled, but he did it anyway. Mike's had a couple rough years, and so has his family, and I certainly give my sincere condolences to his wife, Denise, who actually worked for the city for a while. She was the director at the Stillwell Manor, or senior housing, for a while. She's a wonderful woman. I saw her today, and she's always been very beautiful, and she still is to this day, and her daughter as well. So condolences to Denise and his daughter Celeste Dunn, and Mike, may you rest in peace.
Madam Chair?
Do you want to do a moment of silence?
We can, if he wants to say something.
Councilman Moore, Councilwoman Moore, can you hold a moment of silence for?
Yeah, I thought you had something more to say. Yeah, a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank the members of the Zoning Board of Appeals. I think everyone, I don't think, every member of the Zoning Board of Appeals and three of the planning commissioners showed up at a joint meeting we had last week discussing some overlay districts, and Ms. McGee was there, and Mr. Noonan, Mr. Schroeder, Mr. Merceworth, you weren't there, but people from your office were. We were discussing the need for an overlay district and some planning and zoning issues, and I just want to say how much I appreciate the zoning and planning members showing up. It was sort of some new information to certainly the Zoning Board of Appeals, and everybody listened, and I appreciate that. We'll probably be discussing this a little bit further on down the line, but I thought it was really good for all of us to be together and get a heads up on kind of what's coming down the pike so that we all understand it. And I think the plan is to maybe do some more of those meetings in the future, and I think we need to make sure that we have, our budget reflects that there are going to be some maybe quarterly meetings, and make sure we pay them for their attendance at those meetings. But again, thank you very much. We had some police promotions this week, so congratulations to Deputy Commissioner Matthew Dillenbeck, Captain Gregory Booton, Lieutenant Donald Vyers, Lieutenant Chad Wallowich, I think. Lieutenant Jeffrey Masserang, Sergeant Brian Herron, Corporal Shane Stanton, Corporal Daniel Richardson, Officer Mark English, Officer Evan Goulian, Officer Jessica Fincham, Officer Cade Perrin, Officer Jason Dempsey, Officer Brandon Patton, Officer Liam Saris, Officer Yolanda Gann, Officer Brandon Halstead, and the officers, or our new officers, they've, maybe not this week or last week, but they're fairly new. They were recognized for joining the department, and Dispatcher Nathan Daniels and Dispatcher Madison Poteet. Also, some of the new canines and their handlers were there. I think Diesel was there, and Kip, and can't remember the third, but anyway, they were there. They were the highlight of the event, as always. Also, tonight, the Warren City Council recognizes and honors 2 members of the Warren Fire Department who are concluding distinguished careers in public service. Battalion Chief John Simon retires after 25 years of dedicated service to the city of Warren. Throughout his career, Chief Simon demonstrated steady leadership, professionalism, and a deep commitment to the safety of our residents and to the firefighters he served alongside. His years of service represent a significant contribution to this department and to the community it protects. We also recognize Battalion Chief Anthony Valletta, who retires after 25 years of service to the Warren Fire Department. In addition to his leadership as a battalion chief, Chief Valletta served the department's technical rescue team and as a member of Michigan Task Force 1, providing specialized skills during complex and high-risk operations. In 2023, Chief Valletta and his crew were formally recognized for rescuing a victim from a house fire, an example of the courage, training, and teamwork that defined his career. On behalf of the Warren City Council and the residents of the city of Warren, we thank Battalion Chief Simon and Valletta for their years of service, leadership, and sacrifice. We are grateful for their commitment to this city and wish them health, happiness, and success in the years ahead. That is it for me. Yes, absolutely.
Any other announcements? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to the next item.
Next item is council business legal update, 12A, Mr. Schroeder. Motion to approve.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Mr. Schroeder, over to you.
Yes, we have a few other items under council business where we can address those issues, but I just want to say that during the budget hearings last year, the council directed that I work with the city attorney's office and the Housing Commission to amend the Housing Commission ordinance to bring it up to date. The Housing Commission ordinance is 30 to 50 years out of date, and as part of that, the Housing Commission is an independent employer under state law, and it's been acting like the city is the employer for 30 years, and we have put together an employment and operations agreement where the city will support the Housing Commission, but be compensated for the use of its employees and services provided by the city. And this employment and operations agreement clarifies who's the employer and what the responsibilities are. That agreement is proposed to be approved by council, signed by the mayor and clerk and the Housing Commission. The Housing Commission approved the agreement at their Thursday meeting. So that means at the next meeting, we can bring back the first reading of the ordinance, and then at the second reading of the ordinance, we can have the agreement proposed for approval by City Council, and we will finally have an up-to-date compliant ordinance that follows state law and clarifies roles and responsibilities according to law. And between myself, Sean Clark, the director, and Mary Michaels and Laura Sullivan on her staff who worked on it, we're all in agreement that this is the right thing to do. So
Amen.
look forward to bringing that. So that's one item to foreshadow on, but other than that, I can answer any questions, but we have a few other things to discuss under council business.
Thank you. Motion to receive and file this, Mr. Schroeder's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next item.
Next item is Council Secretary Mindy Moore, discussion and open government ordinance. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, it's come to my attention, it's come to everybody else's attention in the world, that the open government ordinance is not being implemented. This ordinance is law. It is a mandate, not an option. Periodically, requests are made for basic information regarding the membership of city boards, commissions, and authorities, specifically how many members are currently serving, whether vacancies exist, and when terms expire. If the administration were complying with the open government ordinance adopted April 11th, 2023, this information would already be publicly available and readily accessible. The ordinance explicitly requires that the current membership roster of each board, commission, or authority shall be published on the city's website with the expiration of the term of office of each member disclosed. Many municipalities comply with this requirement as a matter of course. Their residents can easily determine who is serving, whether vacancies exist, and when terms end, all without having to submit inquiries or rely on informal responses. This is not an unfunded mandate in the city of Warren. Compliance does not require additional staffing, resources, or expenditures. What it does require is respect for the rule of law and a commitment to transparency. The continued failure to implement this ordinance is neither an oversight nor a technical challenge. It is a refusal to comply with a duly adopted legal requirement. Absent immediate corrective action, I will request formal legal guidance from the council attorney regarding available remedies and enforcement mechanisms to ensure compliance with the open government ordinance. I am deeply troubled by this disregard for both the law and the public's right to transparency. Mr. Schroeder, what can we do about this?
I saw this item was on the agenda, so I did a little research. You know, the council is the legislative body. The council passes ordinances. The administration implements those ordinances. In this particular case, there's some transparency requirements that frankly you can find on most municipal websites throughout Southeast Michigan. As I was doing this research, I went to my own hometown and pulled up the website, and it had a list of every board and commission member. It had their expiration date. It even said if there was a vacancy. I mean, all that detail was there. These ordinances are the law. I have to agree with that. In fact, just in June of 2025, this last summer, the Michigan Supreme Court ruled on an ordinance in another governmental entity where the ordinance was requiring the executive branch to provide access to certain records. And the Michigan Supreme Court, in no uncertain terms, said this is the ordinance, it's the law, this is mandatory, you have to do it. And the taxpayers paid a lot of money for that lawsuit to go all the way to the Supreme Court, but the guidance from the Supreme Court is clear, that an ordinance is the law. The only defense that the administration would have for not implementing this ordinance is that council is not providing the resources in the budget for them to do so. So, in reality, the ordinance should be implemented. My understanding is that funding isn't the issue for this. And so other than that, it just has to be done. And I think a reasonable time has been given. So I would suggest that maybe you let me have a discussion with Ms. Michaels about this, get her feedback on it, and come back with a report like next week. I don't need to research this anymore. I'm very firm in the legal opinion that this has to be done, and that aside from funding objections, which none have been raised, that there is no reason that this law should not be implemented.
Thank you.
You know, I think you agree with me.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Yeah.
Madam Chair. Yeah, this is just, it seems to be every argument and disagreement or whatever we're having is with this total lack of transparency and giving council what they ask for. It makes absolutely no sense. It just boggles my mind to think that this simple things, it's a push of a button to get that information, and it should be readily available to us. I really don't understand. And, you know, this last exercise, we thought, oh, if we were tabling items that affected the operation of the city or the department heads, it would do something. It did absolutely nothing. The mayor didn't give a hoot what she was doing to the city. I had department heads. The mayor told people, call Mindy. Instead of them telling her, you do what's right, no, call Mindy and beg her to put him. They didn't have to beg me. And everybody that called said, I have this important issue, could you please put it on? And we did that. There was no incentive on the, or intention on the part of any of us to stop the operations of the city or to hurt anyone, but only to send a message to the mayor. You need to start following the ordinances and the law. And so this is going to be a rough next almost 2 years if we don't get some changes going, because it's just not fair to the department heads, it's not fair to us or the residents, certainly not the residents. So I'm certainly in favor of Mr. Schroeder speaking with Ms. Michaels and see if they can't come to figure this out somehow.
So
Thank you.
this will just be a motion to receive and file the conversation, because you're going to have it.
Motion to request Mr. Schroeder to speak with
Okay.
Mary and report back to council.
Do I need a new motion for that? Mary? No? Okay. So Ms. Moore and Mr. Lafferty made the original motion. Any other discussion? Okay. I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next,
Point of order.
yeah, we have to do the
We
minutes.
skipped,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We need to go back to item 12B, which is approval of the minutes of January 13, 2026, and special meeting minutes of January 8, 2026. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
I apologize for the oversight. And is Mr. Spiller here? It's freezing up here.
I know, it's cold. It's real cold.
Freezing. And even with these bright lights baking on us, it's still cold, but not sure that's your fault. Might be Johnson Controls, the new system might not be working. Just saying. I know. Next item is 12D, Council Secretary Mindy Moore, discussion and adoption of a resolution regarding the Missing Middle Overlay District. Mr. Schroeder, motion to approve.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Mr. Schroeder, can you explain this?
This follows up on the joint meeting of the Planning Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals from last week, and council's earlier directives, motions, and resolutions regarding the Missing Middle Overlay District, which is being proposed. And the motion would be to have the city be the applicant for this change. There is some suggestion maybe the developer who's currently involved with a proposal be the applicant. But this missing middle isn't just for one developer. This is an economic development initiative led by the city council to help transform a large portion of this south portion of the city, specifically southeast portion. And my understanding is Hunter Manicus from the Economic Development Office, who's done an excellent job at presenting on this, on educating council and the public, and working with developers, is willing to take the lead and present this. It would have to go through planning and come to council. And so that would be the request for a motion that the city be the applicant and Mr. Manicus can be the advocate for this for economic development purposes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Most definitely.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 12E, Council Secretary Mindy Moore, discussion and adoption of a resolution regarding notice of availability for the draft environmental assessment for Amazon Prime Air Package Delivery Operations in Detroit, Michigan. So moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Mr. Schroeder, I for some reason can't get connected to any of my items.
Yeah, I'm having
None of our links
connectivity.
work with our backup.
I'm having connectivity issues too. So without having the documents in front of me from memory,
I have some of them printed.
I can tell you that the there's a proposal for Amazon to do air package delivery in an area that would include the city of Warren, and there is a notice of availability for an environmental assessment. The Federal Aviation Administration has jurisdiction over this, and so the idea is that the city should submit a statement about the impact of this on residents and what this could do if there are drones going over parks or public areas or even residential areas. And I know our neighbor to the north, Sterling Heights, has prepared a draft statement to submit. And also, we could ask for a public hearing in Warren so that they could come to the city and have a public hearing and discuss what the environmental impact is, whether it's noise or otherwise. So I think the idea here is to request that something be submitted. The deadline, I think, is mid-February. Again, I can't pull up the document because of the connectivity problem here, but the deadline's in mid-February, so we're going to have to get rolling on this pretty quickly and have I know, Council Secretary Moore, you have found some relevant documents that might help, and I just don't know who in the city would be the person that would take the lead on it, but
Madam Chair? When I first got this, I forwarded, I think I might have been to you, Brent, and then Lieutenant Roy, is it? Lieutenant Roy, I assumed you're involved with this. Can you? And I did reach out to Sterling Heights, the city manager, and and I did get documents from the police. Well, he's actually the assistant city manager now, who was the former police chief, Dale DeWaj.
The police department,
Yeah.
the police department and fire departments did respond to the letter request to the FAA, and so we did submit a document about our position on Amazon drone deliveries.
Can you get that, a copy of that to council, please?
Lieutenant Roy? Absolutely. Lieutenant Roy has the copy, he can forward it.
Okay.
Yes.
And I know one of the things that Sterling is, they had requested an in-person meeting with Amazon Prime.
We have also requested an in-person meeting. We're waiting to hear back.
Okay, all right. So I didn't hear anything back whether anyone was addressing this. I assumed you would be, because you're the, and I know that in one of the demonstrations, Councilman Boyke was there with me, and I don't know if they touched on the Amazon delivery there, or one of the other times I was over in the what do you call the drone room?
Exactly that.
The drone room. Okay, we were in the drone room, and I know it was told to us that you guys have worked and understand about the whole Amazon kind of delivery stuff, and I figured you were the best ones, but we kind of wanted to at least have a draft in case we had to take this over, because there's some things we're having difficulty getting done. So we just, you know, in case we had to take the lead, we wanted to make sure. So I'm glad you're on it, and if you could provide a copy, if you could send it to the council office, Mary will get it to everybody.
Absolutely.
And if you want to explain what you're doing?
Sure. Our letter was narrowly focused to the public safety implications of the drone flights, so requesting airspace deconfliction, priority for public safety missions, and things of that nature was the general path of our letter.
Okay, so you didn't address then noise impact in residential areas, parks, trails, and recreational resources.
No, we did not. We just covered the public safety implications.
So maybe we should, okay, so you've already submitted it without input from residents regarding that, so
There's a meeting
that's a,
to be included in the meeting, maybe?
yeah, I don't know if we can address those issues. Can we do a supplemental, or,
Oh, absolutely, yes.
okay,
Sit down.
because maybe we want to address those items that we might have, because I think there's a place for public comment at some point, 'cause we do want the residents to, because they might have concerns, so we would like to figure that in. So we'll work that out. Mr. Schroeder maybe can talk to Ms. Michaels and circle back with you fine gentlemen, and so that we get that other part maybe addressed.
Sure, no problem. We'll get that letter over.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair,
Madam Chair?
Mr. Boyke and then Mr. Lafferty.
for the police department, please. I haven't seen your report, but did you address the possibility of other vendors, UPS and FedEx, if they were to join on a program like that, what the safety would be then? Because the risk is going to go up higher with more drones up there. I mean, you're going to have packages flying all around the city.
Yes, absolutely. We addressed the question they asked. We kept it broad to all commercial carriers, not specific to Amazon.
Because UPS is testing them down south right now, so they'll probably be the next one knocking on the door eventually.
One of many, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Lafferty?
Thank you. Also to you gentlemen, good evening. Thank you. The couple of questions that I had on Christmas Eve, my wife and I were outside for about an hour. It was late morning, and there was no less, in an hour span, 12 drones that went overhead, over our backyard.
That is so cool.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, summertime, people are outside, they're enjoying their pools, they're in their bathing suits. What is the expectation of privacy here? Now, I seem to remember long ago, when I was very young, there was a lot of controversy about the Detroit City Airport expansion and the air traffic routes and the kind of interference it would have on the local neighborhoods. Much the same argument today, and Mr. Boyke brings up an excellent point. This problem's only going to get worse. So I'd really like to understand and explore, have we fully explored with our neighboring, our partners in our neighboring cities, restricted airspace, and can we enforce, if I don't know, is it Elon Musk that can land the rockets, bring them right back down and twist them around, and if they can do that, they can avoid flying over our backyards, and they can follow the street routes and deliver their packages that way. But I certainly am not a proponent of having air traffic like that at such a low level, flying over my backyard and the backyards of my neighbors all day long, and having to listen to that. That is not what we signed up for. And so I think it is imperative that we get ahead of this. And then the other concern that I have is piracy. Somebody sending up a drone of their own, sending it in the path of one of these drones and knocking it out of the sky. Someone's having too good of a time and decides, well, I'm going to get my rifle out and shoot one out of the sky. I mean, these are serious issues. These are serious questions that have to be asked. What are they doing about this? So those are my initial concerns. I'm very interested in following this and making certain that we have a viable impact statement sent to the powers that be. Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to just support Councilman Lafferty's points. I think our council's making good points.
Thank you. Let's see, is there a motion here?
Yes, to have Mr. Schroeder discuss maybe with Mary Michaels, circle back to the police, involve the police and.
Okay, thank you. I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Thank you. I really want to thank Sterling Heights. They've really been forthcoming with some of the things we have coming up, and they've offered, help. And sometimes doesn't make sense to reinvent the wheel when somebody else has done something. So, and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Next item is 12F, discussion regarding the down payment assistance program. Motion to receive and file with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. We are now in the, we have approved the vendor for the down payment assistance program, which is National Faith Home Buyers. We have an agreement. As part of their work, they will be creating a website to be used for this process. And Mr. Lafferty, Ms. Rogancy, and I have been involved in this process, the RFP, and this whole program from the beginning. And as they're going through the website, of the creation of the website, I think it's important for, there to be periodic check-ins for us to be updated on that. So just to update everybody that when something comes up, if one of the three of us can participate in a meeting, an update meeting, we'll just kind of see who's available and whatever, and we'll just watch that, if that works for everybody.
Works for me. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I will make this a motion to receive and file.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 12G, SEMCOG. Motion to approve with a discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. I was contacted last week by a member of SEMCOG asking if I would attend their meetings, and found out that we have no voting delegate at the SEMCOG. And further research, this body has to approve the appointment of a delegate, so I would ask that I be approved as a voting delegate to go to SEMCOG.
I will nominate Ms. Moore to act as the delegate for Warren City Council at SEMCOG.
Support Dwyer.
Okay. Any other discussion or nominations? Okay, I will call the question. Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Congratulations, Ms. Moore. More responsibility.
I know.
Next item.
Next item is 12H, which is a motion following closed session. The motion is to authorize Laura Hallahan and Jeff Schroeder to proceed as discussed in closed session. And they are the only attorneys that are authorized to be dealing with this matter as discussed in closed session. So that is my motion.
Support Lafferty.
All right, since this is a closed session matter, I'm not going to accept discussion.
Did I say it right?
Do you want to say something, Ms. Schroeder? Okay. I'm not going to accept discussion, and I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
It's okay. Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 12I, and I have lost my
It
ability
is
to, my notes.
7576 Prospect and.
Okay, yep, okay.
Or,
Yes.
I don't know the second
Yep,
item.
75, it's, the motion is to transfer the 7576 Prospect and 21065 Dofer from the city to the land bank.
Motion to approve.
Support?
Motion support. Ms. Moore, can you tell us why these are being moved?
Yes, these, there is a blight elimination program available to us from the State Land Bank Authority, and these properties need to be torn down, and we have available to the land bank funds that we can
Use.
eliminate the blight. We can tear them down. That will save money for the city where they don't have to expend those funds. And we will have 2 sites that are ready to be sold. And they'll be, saleable properties that, that money will, we sell those and that money will then go to the land bank. That will help us to further do some more of these kind of things.
Okay, excellent. Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes,
Sorry, reverse. Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13A, which was tabled 1/13/2026, request of the fire department to approve an RFP for stainless steel cabinets and shelving for new fire stations number 1 and 5, and to appoint a member of council to serve on the RFP. Motion to remove from the table. No, not under 12. I have, those should be under 13, those should be 13.
No worries. Okay, 13A, the motion is to remove it from the table. Ms. Moore, correct?
Correct.
I need a support.
Support to remove from table.
Thank you. I will call the question to remove this item from the table. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Item is removed from the table.
Motion to approve with discussion.
Support Dwyer.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. My question is going to be, why are we doing these after market, so to speak, items? We just spent millions of dollars on new fire stations, and now we're adding things after the fact of the building. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. Mr.
Mr. McAdams?
Good evening, council.
Good evening.
Yes, Partners in Architecture designed the station, and upon our guys occupying the station and bringing over all of their pots, pans, spices, everything that they did, they requested additional cabinetry to keep to be able to put everything away in a manner that wouldn't have things sitting on countertops or without adding wooden shelves that would detract from the station design. So this was a request by the actual occupants of the station to add additional shelving and additional cabinetry to support keeping things neat and tidy.
I'm not surprised about that. My first look at the kitchens, I didn't think anything was big enough to hold the size cooking vessels that they use. I thought it was that the kitchens have never been what I think are adequate. And I think part of it, I don't think that the actual firefighters that lived there were considered enough. I think decisions were made without quite enough input from them, the people that are living there. And I will say this, may sound sexist, but I think on some of these things, kitchen, you need to have a woman go look, and they'll tell you how they're supposed to look. Sorry.
Well, I don't know who designed the kitchen, the consultants that, the company that Partners hired. I know that it was designed to accommodate cooking for 10 people. That's the maximum occupancy of firefighters at the station based on the number of dorms. And that the station, the proportions of the station for the kitchen, dining, day room area, there were all considerations based upon our desire to have a 3-bay station housing 10 people, up to 10 people. In terms of cabinetry, the size of the cabinets are standard for stainless steel. To ask for a larger cabinets in terms of depth and width would have added considerable cost to the cabinetry that was installed. So our option was to either go with the stainless steel in the standard size or to request a deviation in that wood cabinets that were not commercial grade and then wouldn't have lasted the expected 50 to 70 years that our current stations have lasted. Yes, we did do an upgrade of cabinetry within the existing fire stations, going to a stainless steel. However, that was to go to a commercial base, removing the old wood cabinets that just didn't hold up. So it was a combination of the standardized size of stainless steel cabinets, cost considerations, and coming in within a given dollar amount.
Wow, I have been asking the question of why the cabinets were so shallow, because I knew they weren't big enough to put some of those pans that the guys cook with. And so this has been since way before Station 5 opened. Who made this mistake? Why was this done?
It was not a mistake.
Well, I'm telling you, nobody had an answer. This is the first time we have been asking and talking about this. We've been at the stations. This is the first time I've heard any explanation of why they weren't adequate. I'm just saying, you spend millions and millions of dollars, and then we're gonna nickel dime on the facility, the area that they use the most in every fire station I've been in, it's used the most, the kitchen and the day room, right?
Yes.
And, that we're nickel diming on that makes absolutely no sense to me. I know it's already done, and so I'm not gonna certainly stop this, but if, I'm not happy with it.
The cabinets the cabinets and the shelving that they are requesting are a under cabinet. One of them is an under cabinet for the coffee station, so that the coffee and all of the things that go with coffee, I'm not a coffee drinker, are put in a cabinet underneath. They're requesting a spice rack shelf container so that all of their Costco-sized spices in the large quantities can be stored over the stove or near the stove. They're requesting additional cabinetry near the garbage area so that supplies for additional bags and things for cleaning the kitchen can be stored there. The pots and pans fit in the cabinets. The cabinets, everything is put away except for these types of things that they're asking for, and contained in a neat and orderly manner. So they don't want to detract from the look of the station. They want to ensure that it stays looking clean and neat and orderly.
Right, I think, yeah, I totally agree with that. I want it that way too, but, you know, we all know, if you go in any fire station, the old ones, you know, there's huge bottles or whatever of spices and stuff all over the kitchens because there isn't storage, so.
Correct, those
I mean,
stations are too small.
Right, I just think that there was not enough foresight on some of these things. So that's my opinion. There's no point you and I arguing about this, it's already done. We'll just log it and think about it for next time. There won't be a station built probably in my lifetime. But anyway, I just.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Thank you. I don't know, I was hoping I live a long time, or you're hoping the stations get built early.
Well.
You're supposed to say both.
I do hope you live a long
Thank
time,
you.
but until I'm told no, I'm gonna keep asking for another station.
Yeah,
Or in a remodel station.
we're gonna need them, So anyway, thank you for your time, appreciate it.
Thank
Madam
you.
Chair?
Mr. Boyke.
Mr. Commissioner, could we have Mr. Fox approach also, please? Let's talk money.
I'm cold too, so that's why I have my coat on.
Let's
Freezing
talk
out there.
money. Where's the money coming from?
Construction bond funding.
Good evening, Richard Fox, City Controller. Yeah, so it come from our construction bond funding that we.
Okay. Is this I attend the DDA meetings, and a lot of this stuff goes right to the DDA and doesn't even get council approval. It's approved over there.
Well, no, when the budget's
Well-
prepared annually, it gets approved by council at that time, and then the DDA spends the money.
They spend the money. And my question is there money left over from the bond sale for the new stations? Is that the construction fund you're talking
Yeah,
about?
There is some money left over. I can supply a report to council,
So
detailed of what's left over, yeah.
this time you came to council, but you could have went to DDA. It seems like I don't know if they're picking and choosing who they go to, but if it had to deal with the building and there was a bond issued for that, if they're handling it all, they should handle it all.
Right, that's where it's coming from, yeah.
Okay. No further questions unless anybody else does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I will call the question. Yes, thank you. Who would like to be nominated for the RFP?
I'm already on the display. Yes.
I nominate Councilman Dwyer.
Okay, so we will make that a part of the motion.
I'll
If
accept.
Ms. Moore and Mr. Dwyer, if you're comfortable with that addition, so we'll approve the item and appoint Mr. Dwyer to the RFP. Good? Okay.
Sounds good.
We'll call the question. Ms. Moore,
Absolutely.
Mr. Dwyer,
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty,
Yes.
Mr. Boyke.
Yes.
Mr. Noonan.
Yes.
Ms. McGee.
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13B, which was a 3-3 tie on 1/13/2026, which was formerly 4N, which is tabled 12/16/2025. Proposed resolution approving renewal of cable franchise for Wide Open West Michigan LLC under Uniform Video Services Local Franchise Act, consideration and adoption of a resolution. Motion, well, is it just a reconsideration if it's a tie or a untabling?
So,
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve with discussion.
Support Dwyer.
Thank you. Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. Through the chair to Ms. Michaels, please.
I didn't know she was here. She's hiding.
I didn't even know that we've never had a tie in all the years. That's so strange. Hi, Ms.
Good evening.
Michaels.
Good evening.
Because you weren't here.
Thank you. Per our last meeting, we had some lively discussion about the PEG fee and the restrictions, the pass-through to subscribers, and the direction was that you were going to go back to WOW and discuss with your counterpart. Did you make any progress with WOW?
No progress. We're dealing with an officer who's very busy. In fact, he's out of town. First opportunity he'll have to speak to me is tomorrow. He couldn't respond on a substantive basis to the request. The
All right.
request was, of course, provide the city with the 2% PEG, but don't pass it on to subscribers.
Yeah, because, and again, the reason why I was asking for this was to give you leverage to go back to WOW, saying that your legislative body was not necessarily, the motion failed because there was a tie vote, but there were a significant number that didn't agree that this was the right path forward. And so to give you leverage in your discussion and then ask for, were there alternative means for them to come back with? The other item that should be noted, that since our discussion, or just prior to the discussion, Digital Bridge and Crestview Partners acquired Wide Open West, and it was a $1.5 billion transaction. It's a private equity firm that acquired them, although they do say that they are going to continue those affiliated services. So I don't know if that's going to also tie into if we have to do an assignment in this agreement or not.
The state is looking for a signature. I just received the application, so don't have enough information about the merger and how that affects or trickles down to Wide Open West. Wide Open West will be a wholly owned subsidiary, and yes, the representation is nothing will change in Warren.
Okay.
But there can't be an assignment until there's a franchise.
Understood. My last question to you is, and it's really more of a concern, is Section X at the top of page 7 of the franchise agreement. And it is the termination and modification clause. And the modification clause looks to be severely limiting. And this is a 10-year agreement. And if we don't have the ability to modify the agreement after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, like we typically would under one of our city-issued standard renewal, 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, 1 year, we'd have the opportunity to come back, say, this isn't working, we need to modify, we need to adjust. The termination and modification section, number one, doesn't give us, looks like, the ability to modify for other than specific reasons. And then secondly, the termination clause isn't clear. Is it for cause? Is it for without cause? How many days notice is required? Those are elements that I would expect to see in this type of agreement.
That is the form agreement from the state. I could ask Wide Open West to agree to modified language. I don't think that they'd object to that.
I would.
I don't see that as being something to hold us up.
The entire crux of my argument is that this is 10 years we're agreeing to, and we're locking in, and that we have absolutely no way to modify once we take that vote. Yes,
And
ma'am.
my recommendation would be to include a reopener. We have to negotiate with Comcast for its renewal next January.
Okay, that's Comcast, not
That
WOW.
is Comcast, yes, but we could include a reopener with Wide Open West.
All right. So a reopening clause?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
And at what interval would you suggest? Would that be an annual interval? 2 years, 3 years?
This is a unilateral request on our part. So our recommendation, our request to Wide Open West would be to reopen following the approval of a grant of a franchise with Comcast, and then every 3 years thereafter. We're giving Wide Open West a 10-year agreement,
Mm-hmm.
which is well beyond the past expiration. I don't see them as opposing a reopener.
Okay. Got it. All right. Thank you, Ms. Michaels. I appreciate the commentary. I have no other questions.
Any other discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I will call the.
I'm sorry. I was going to yield for any other discussion. I will make an amendment then.
Sure.
So I'd like to amend that the City of Warren include a reopening clause following the establishment of the franchise, and to include the reopener every 3 years thereafter. Is that sufficient?
Perfect.
Excellent. Ms. Moore and Mr. Dwyer, you're comfortable with the addition? You are, okay. I will call the question. Ms. Moore? Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is yes. Motion carries. Can I ask one of the officers to open up one of the doors? It's my understanding legally we have to have a door open. Thank you. Okay, next item.
It's Open Meetings Act.
Yeah, thank you. Next item.
13C, requests of the Engineering Department, Treasurer's Office, and the Historical Commission for a transfer of funds between line items in the amount of $2,550 and an appropriation of funds in the amount of $70,000 to cover contractual benefit increases and the purchase of a historic plaque. Motion to approve.
Support Dwyer.
Support Dwyer. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes?
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13D, request of the Library Commission for an additional appropriation of funds in the amount of $2,556,738 for the construction of a new library as awarded in bid ITBW 1478. Consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13E, request of the police and fire departments for an additional appropriation of funds in the amount of $367,786 to cover the costs of purchasing and installing drone docks. Consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved with discussion.
Support.
Support Boyke. Discussion. Ms. Moore?
Thank you. Some of our finest would like to come up and explain. Mr. Boyke and I were actually able to see those were the docking stations we saw, right?
Yes.
Where that came out and
Yes, at the drone demonstration, you saw the drone docks. They open up, and our request for budget amendment is to fund joint operations between the police department and fire department for the drone docks.
it's very cool to see them open up and then they come out. And
We'd
very,
like to point out that both Axon and Skydio have flown in representatives to answer any questions that council may have regarding the project.
Thank you very much for being here. I actually have all my questions answered because I was at the presentation, but certainly if anyone else has questions.
Madam President?
Mr. Noonan?
Yeah, hi. The items on our agenda, 13E and 13F, seem to be connected. 13F talks about drone stocks and software for $709,942.66. The docks in item E that we're presently on are different from the docks in item F?
They're the same. This is for a budget amendment. This is not budgeted this fiscal year. So this is for the budget amendment. The item F is for the purchase of the program over 5 years.
I'm sorry, I'm not following you.
Sure. So what you have before you is the budget amendment to request the funding.
Right.
Item F is for the total cost of the entire project over 5 years. We'll budget successive years and the upcoming budgets.
Okay, so, would this be for 16 docks?
6 docks.
6 docks?
Yes.
And how many total drones are in this project?
This is for 6 drone docks, and then we would also have our current fleet of 5 drones that we would use on a field deployment basis for incidents that don't fall into a mission that the dock could support.
Okay.
So 11 drones total, but there'd be 6 in the docks.
I thought you just said 5.
We have 5 that are not dock drones. So each dock, what we're doing is we're putting 6 docks strategically placed around the city to lower response time and increase availability of that air asset. So what we can do is we can remotely launch any one of those drones from a central location at any time, and they can fly closest one to whatever's going on, they can fly to that incident. We have a stock currently on hand of 5 drones that we will retain under this agreement, and we'll use those for things that, say we have a flight going way far away to Chesterfield Township, Macomb, way far away from the city, where they cannot be supported by a drone dock. We will have those assets available as well.
So there are 11 total drones?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, and it takes one person to be like the pilot of each drone, right?
Yes, that's correct.
That's the change. So currently, it takes one person to charge and launch the drone, and another officer to pilot it. The drone dock takes the place of launch and recovery of the drone. So we can automate that process. So we can expand the use of our drones by using the drone docks to add additional hours with the same amount of personnel. So a pilot can launch and recover the drone remotely, not having to do it themselves.
Okay. It sounds like a really good program. I remember months ago, the council approved having drones, and it would be great. It started off for the fire department. I believe that the fire department could go ahead and see what they were up against. And I could see how that could really improve the safety and function of the fire department. I guess with 11 drones, both the police department and fire department will have plenty of drones at all times.
And that's a really important takeaway that you brought up, thank you. These aren't going to be police-specific drones, these are public safety drones. This is going to be a joint venture between police and fire. We're going to be sharing these assets, and fire will be using them just as much as police for these purposes.
Okay. So if you had all 11 flying, then you'd have at least 11 people tied down flying them.
Yes, that's correct. The FAA regulations require 1 pilot to 1 drone under our current waiver with them.
And I had a concern over privacy before, and I was assured that the drones would be focused on whatever their target was, not what they were flying over.
Yes, that's correct. As the drones are flying out, first of all, we will not be using these for random routine surveillance. These are not intended to replace police officers on the street or to make enforcement decisions. It's important to call out that they're not going to fly without a documented public safety purpose or a call for service. They do not use facial recognition. They do not listen to conversations. They do not capture audio. They don't carry weapons. And they don't retain that video indefinitely. The video that they do capture is it's stored securely in our evidence vault.
So my concern is, it seems like a rather large dollar amount. Combined about $2 million, a little bit more than $2 million. And at least technology that's come into my house has usually gone obsolete in about 3 years. So the higher the initial amount of the stuff that we have, the higher we'll have going obsolete. So I'd rather have it toned back to what we most absolutely need rather than what seems to be a profligate excess. So I hope I'm not hurting anybody's feelings, And we always like to give the police and the fire department everything that they ask for. But it just seems, I'm having sticker shock. This is the first time these figures are coming before me, is tonight. I remember we authorized some drones, and then, so here comes 11, and, another thing is, it seems like, what's the law, all the microcircuit stuff drops in price half and improves, 100% every year or something. If we don't put out all of our money now, we'll be able to buy more later. So anyways, that's my concern. I love the project. I'm not sure about the scope of the project. Thank you very much. I yield.
Any other discussion?
Madam President.
Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. What is the life expectancy of the drones?
Better question for the Skydio rep. if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dave DeRosa. I'm a solution engineer at Skydio. I handle all of the technical specifications and demos. I think I met some of you at some of our demos. So the life expectancy of a drone is roughly 3 years, but part of the program is that as the wearable components of these machines, including the docks, as they wear down, and we come out on a quarterly-ish basis to actually check on the docks on the rooftops and make sure the drones are in working condition. We automatically replace all of those wearable parts to ensure that, that the police and fire departments will always have the equipment up to the highest standard. Now, what that also means is that as these drones are being used, we're collecting, well, the drone is collecting diagnostic data, which is to say, for example, the batteries are good to about 500 charge cycles. Once we see the drones start to hit roughly 300 charge cycles, they automatically signal our team to start sending new hardware back out to the team. So between batteries, propellers, wearable components of the docks, we're always ensuring that, that our customers have the highest quality equipment.
So and this is a 5-year program.
That's correct.
That we're putting in. So at about $342,000 a year, this is including all service, parts, labor, warranty service, and software updates, monitoring.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and the big one that you just hit on is software updates, and I think it's really important to discuss that because part of the way our company really works is pushing what's called firmware updates into these drones, and these firmware updates ultimately make the drone better. So I'm going to overly simplify it, but we're using currently about 10% of the drone's brain power today, which means we have about 90% more of that glass to fill with software. So part of the next 5 years is going to be improving these machines via software updates. A really good example of that is, for example, our customers that are already using our drones and docks are receiving the ability to charge their drones 30% faster, just via a software and minor hardware update that our technicians automatically put in. And they got that for free. It's not a gotcha, it's not a nickel and dime. That's just included as part of the program.
All right. And these are being, and perhaps not for you, but these drones are being strategically placed around the city.
That's correct. We actually used a data model that, that dug into the call for service, used the math of how fast the drones can go, how long it takes them to recharge, and ultimately strategically place them in the places that are going to be the most impactful to the city.
I attended the demo. I was thoroughly impressed with the capabilities and the assistance that you can get, mainly in the safety of an officer and the safety of assessing the safety of a situation before the officers even arrive.
Sincerely appreciate that. Thank you.
And so that's one of the main benefits that I'm focused on here. I think this is an excellent opportunity to improve and expand our capabilities. Reduces the opportunity for chases, I would imagine. You know, you're going to be able to put one of these up. You don't necessarily have to be speeding through to watch, and this, maybe the speeder's not even, aware that he's being tailed because of the distance. So I think this is an excellent opportunity and very much in favor of it. Thank you.
Madam President?
Mr. Dwyer.
Yeah, a question for you. What is the range of these drones, and how long are they able to stay up in the air? What's the time frame on that?
What we're seeing in the real world today is they're staying up for about 40 minutes at a time.
Did you say 40 minutes?
Yeah, about 40 minutes at a time, and as far as we can fly in half of that time is how long we can fly. We're seeing real world about 4 to 5 miles we can go away from launch point.
Okay, thank you. And they do, they do have thermal imaging and everything like that?
They do. We've had enormous success with the thermal imaging capabilities of the drone, especially in the wintertime. We actually had a case just this weekend where a juvenile was the victim of an unarmed robbery where they stole his shoveling money and his cell phone. The drone was able to follow the footprints in the snow from the heat signature and recover all of his property and apprehend the perpetrators.
Awesome. Very good. Yeah, it's a very valuable tool, not only for trying to track down suspects, but also when you run into situations with missing persons. You know, older folks that walk away, group homes, whatever the case may be. I think they're definitely a very valuable tool for that, those items as well, those situations.
They fly routinely for that as well.
Okay, that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you.
Madam Chair? When I was at the demonstration, they launched from the PD and went actually over to Carter Middle School, and you could see the exhaust from the car. They're just amazing what they can see. I was just shocked when I saw that. And one of the other things that really, like, to amplify safety with the drones, that an instance was said that, okay, we've got a report of a gun, man with a gun. Well, you send a drone in and they say, no, that's not a gun, it's his phone, right? So you're not sending in 4 cars with everybody amped up going in to get somebody with a gun, and when the drone saw that it was a phone, while you may still go and respond, but you know what you're walking into. And I think that is one of the most dangerous things, is not knowing what you're going to walk into. And I think the drones sometimes can at least give you a heads up on what you're going in to see. I also saw a pre-raid surveillance, and it was just awesome because they were able to watch a property before people on the ground went in. And I see it so much as, of course, it's going to help us solve crimes and catch bad guys. I get that, but it's also, I certainly envision, I hope it's going to keep you all safer. And I think that's always what I think about the most. So it is very, you have to see how it launches, because it's like you're watching Star Wars. It opens up, and I was waiting for the music,
We'd be happy to overlay music.
Could you do that?
We can do that.
I heard you're pretty good.
We
You're
can do
pretty
that.
good. Anyway, thank you so much, and thank you for being here again.
Madam Chair?
Mr. Boyke.
Just a quick question. You talked about the 40 minutes up in the air. If the operator is busy, for instance, and he doesn't pay attention to the time, is the drone software directed to come back no matter what he's doing and report back to the dock, so it doesn't fall in someone's swimming pool on the way back or something like that?
Yes, it absolutely does.
That's a
There
good
are
safety feature.
layers upon layers of redundancies and safety features built into the drones. They will return to home automatically once they reach what we've been referring to as bingo battery. They need to come back. If they lose connection, they turn around. They either hover, turn around, come back to dock. So that they have a lot of safety measures built in.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yield back.
I have a question that I will call the question. Given that this is a pretty significant investment, and I've participated in some of the initial meetings when we were bringing them in, I don't remember if I saw a demonstration, but nevertheless, has the department set any 5-year goals of what we hope to achieve as a result of this investment? Like, are we going to have fewer patrol cars because we're going to have 11 drones? Are we going to have better, response times to observe? I don't know. I'm just going to,
Sure.
less chases, what are the measurables?
Yeah, that is the goal. The goal is to lessen response times and to put eyes over chaotic scenes much faster, which is why we're strategically placing the drones. What I can tell you is the metrics that we've already seen. The drones, even now with just 2 locations with hand-thrown drones that take a little bit longer to deploy, we are beating the ground units 2 scenes about 50% of the time, and about 30% of that time we're clearing the call from the air without the need for a ground response. And about 90% of the time, the drone is providing actionable real-time intelligence to the ground, is what we're seeing.
Excellent. Is any of this in like a plan, like in 5 years? These are the things that we're gonna measure against?
We have not created a specific 5-year plan. We have seen overwhelming success with what we're doing now, but we'd be happy to put that together.
Yeah, I'm not directing you to do that. It would just be super fascinating to see and show residents in 5 years what we've been able to accomplish with a $2 million additional investment to the program.
Every time the drone leaves the dock and comes back, we have a drone outcome report that the operator has to fill out, and they're keeping track of these metrics. So we'll be able to give you the real-time statistics of the impact that we're having with this equipment.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I will call the question. Let's see, Ms. Moore? Yes. Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
No?
No. Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13F, request of the police and fire departments to award the purchase of drones, docks, and software, along with the electrical and network services for a 5-year grand total in the amount of $1,709,942.66, consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved with discussion.
Support Dwyer.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
So you know, spending this money, that there won't be any Christmas gifts, right? No, don't ask for anything else in budget. This is it.
What did you say?
It's gonna have to have some lean times. Look at Brent looking at me. He knows I'm gonna convince her otherwise, right? Anyway, thank you. This is a good purchase for us.
Okay. Any other discussion? I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
No?
No. Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C, motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13G, notice of appointment of Douglas Kay to the position of DPW
Thank you.
Associate Manager. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13H, request to approve a request for proposal for security camera key card reader access upgrades citywide, and to appoint a member of council to serve on the RFP. I would make a motion to nominate Mr. Lafferty for this item.
That's fine.
Support, anyone?
Support Dwyer.
Support Mr. Noonan. So a motion to approve the item and nominate Mr. Lafferty. Any other
Unless Mr. Boyke wants, he's the security guy.
discussion? Doesn't sound like it.
I will defer to Mr. Boyke if he would like that one. I could take the next one for the digital sign upgrades.
Madam President? I think that Oksana should be taken off of the RFP committee list. Is that the issue that we're on, or are we in a sub-point?
Which item are you looking at?
They'll just replace her with the other.
The other person.
They don't have to
Oh, wait a
vote.
minute.
We don't have to vote on those ones. We just have to vote on us. They can appoint whoever they want.
Okay.
Mr. Boyke,
I'll accept.
you'll accept. Okay, so the motion is to approve the item and to appoint Mr. Boyke to the RFP committee.
I'll support that as well.
Thank you. I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes?
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13I, request to approve a request for proposal for City of Warren digital sign upgrades, and to appoint a member of council to serve on the RFP. Motion to appoint Mr. Lafferty with discussion.
Support Dwyer.
Support
I'll accept.
Dwyer. Discussion, Ms. Moore, and then Ms. McGee.
Yeah, my question is, what are these digital signs? There's no backup.
Good evening, Steve Campbell, Public Service. These signs are the kiosk signs, such as the one in front of City Hall, the digital signs that display different advertisements from City Hall, both of the libraries. The fire department is looking to add one to Fire Station 5. There was not one included when the station was built. So because we're trying to upgrade some of these other signs that are not functioning properly, we're going to include the fire department to add one there as being an advertisement to be used. It'd be a cloud-based system that could be used by all the different entities within the city, whether it's community center that wants to put out some sort of events, or City Hall, if there's events going on there.
The digital sign in front of City Hall has always looked awful.
Correct.
It's terrible. You know, that big old box that's with it, and it's out there, and there's no landscaping, and I think it was just put up there sort of temporarily until the town center's done. And it's probably good enough for now until we get the town center, because we're gonna have to replace it all. So if we get started in a year with town center, you know, we're gonna have to replace it. So I'm not sure how much sense it makes to do anything with that one at this point.
Most of that stuff can be replaced. The box itself, the structure can stay. It's going to be the internal software and some of the hardware as far as the digital sign itself. We're not replacing all of the sign as far as the structure. It's just going to be the software and it'll be,
Okay,
again, a
all right.
cloud-based type system.
Okay, because it's just not very attractive. And hopefully, when the town center comes, we get like a real sign and something, a nice monument that doesn't show that box out there. So, it doesn't look very good. All right, do we have one at, I didn't notice, is there one at Station 1?
Station 1 doesn't have it. It's actually at the library. The library has one of the newer digital signs in the city. So that one is a cloud-based that they can utilize as well. If the fire station has an event or an open house, they would be able to utilize that, put it in their cloud, and it would rotate through those events so the residents would see it as they're driving by. And that's what we want to do with the rest of the digital signs throughout the city, is to get those all in one system that is a cloud-based system, so that way they could be accessed and used throughout the city for those events.
There won't be one here.
I'm sorry?
There won't be one here at this building.
No, there's one, I believe there's one here at the community center that would also be
The
upgraded.
library.
For the library?
Near the library.
I think it is for the library.
Is it just
on
for
Arden.
library, or it's for the community center?
It'd be for the whole community center.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not just gonna be for the library. That's why we're creating the RFP to upgrade all these.
Okay, because
But the
I
library
think we're gonna
does-
look at the feasibility of carrying on with the library. Okay.
No, I
Thank you.
understand, but
Yep. Yep.
it does add some of
I
that.
got it. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other, Ms. McGee, you had discussion?
He answered my question. Thank
Okay.
you.
Any other discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is what was 4DD is now 13J, review and consideration of the Americans with Disabilities Act Transition Plan. Motion to, for discussion, approve, but I don't think we're prepared to discuss this. I don't know if people got advance notice of it, if we need to have discussion or not.
Is there, can I get a support
I'll support
for the
Lafferty.
purposes of discussion?
Just
Okay, yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Ms.
so
Moore.
I don't know if people have to be here ahead of time for us to deal with this and have a little advance notice. I think there are some people in the public that probably wanted to weigh in on this, that they weren't, you know, I don't think anybody knew what we were gonna do tonight with the agenda, so my preference would be to table it
To next meeting?
to next meeting, to give everybody a chance to weigh in. I think, I'm not sure if who deals with this?
Mr. Worth?
Is it you, Mr. Mazzarelli? And you guys?
Everyone?
Okay, would it be better next meeting? Okay, all right, that'll work. Motion to table.
Support to table.
I will call the question to table. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes to table.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Item is tabled to the next meeting.
Next item is 13K, which was 4AA, which is tabled 1/13/2026. I believe we untabled that, Ms. Camp, or do we need, okay. This is subdivision lot split request located on the east side of Panama Avenue, approximately 400 feet north of Topher Road. One parcel, lot 31, to be split into two parcels, supervisor's plat number 5, section 32, 21916 Panama Avenue. Tom Bomarito, City of Warren petitioner, PSL S250004. It was originally to set a hearing date for February 10th. That needs to be put off to February 24th to meet our notice requirements. So motion to approve.
Support Lafferty.
Support. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Point of order.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I should have brought this up, but I wanted to make note that in the resolution that was provided to council, the resolution states, whereas Tom Bomarito, Economic Development Coordinator for the City of Warren, he is not in that position.
Is this for item 13K?
It is. So I'd like that to be corrected as part of our previous motion.
Okay, so I will probably have to go back and recall the question, if you want to add that. Because that wasn't a part of. Okay. So we're all set, Mary? Okay,
All right,
thank you. Okay, next item is
Audience participation regarding
general
topics.
Members of the audience who want to address city council may do so by filling out an audience form. You have 3 minutes. There is a monitor up front. First up is Gerald Hasbatcher, and then next is Gina. Gina, how do you spell your last name? K-I? Thank you.
Hi, my objective today is to speak to the threats of climate change in an effort to get council to approve the RFP that Blue Strike provided on a climate action plan. And what I'd like to talk about today is extreme weather. We have a lot of international examples of extreme weather, say like 1/3 of Pakistan underwater, about India, 2 months of temperatures over 120. In the United States, we have the flood last year where 27 girls and counselors lost their lives in Texas. And we have all the states around the Colorado River Basin trying to negotiate with the dwindling water. But in fact, we have a chance right now to see extreme weather right here in Warren, because it's calling for temperatures of -9 on Thursday, which is actually 2 degrees less than when we had the polar vortex in 2017. So what's really going on in there in this particular aspect of extreme weather is that the polar jet stream that's around latitudes 50 to 60 is slowing down and it's getting more wavy. So as it gets more wavy, that means it brings the cold air down further, and when the wave goes up, it brings the hot air up, and because it slows down, we have longer weeks of extreme heat and longer periods of extreme cold, which we're experiencing right now. So I could go into the effects of this, and it would be, say, under the categories of health and personal safety risks, like frostbite, hypothermia, increased heart attacks, infrastructure such as power grid disruptions, which we've had, frozen and broken water system infrastructure, which I heard of today, a big main that went, transportation, of course, accidents, traffic jams, effects on low-income populations, such as frozen pipes at their home, also steep energy bills that they're going to have to pay, effects on homeless population, and also isolation for seniors and canceled doctor's visits. So we really need to address climate change. And if we don't vote yes on this RFP, we are going to be on the wrong side of history, because you will be right back here doing the same thing over and over until it passes.
You're at time.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
And as a comparison,
Have a good-
Sterling
have
Heights
a good
has
night.
one. Thank you.
Miss Gina? After Gina is Gary Watts.
Good evening, Council. I'm here regarding the last City Council meeting regarding employees having 2 full-time jobs. The gentleman I'm referring to is Mr. Clark, who is the Director of Administration over at Warren Senior Housing. Mr. Clark has worked 2 full-time jobs for the 5 years that he has been there. Mr. Clark has misused comp time. Proof. We have proof that he is misusing comp time. I have proof in my phone of him, the way he fired me. The way he fired me, I have proof. I have proof that Mr., and I know I'm gonna just kill his last name, Gagso, the HR director, covering for him. Do you know that the day that I was fired, which was on October 10th, I had spoke to a city council member, which will remain nameless, at 9:44. Our conversation ended at 9:44. At 11:07, I received a text message from the main office at Warren Senior Housing that Mr. Clark wanted to see me at 3:30. The discussion I was having with the city council member was due to his misuse and stealing of comp time. He did not receive 150 hours of comp time. 150 hours he gave himself. I have proof of Sean's comings and goings. When the Director of Administration leaves at 10:30 in the morning and does not show back up to 3:30 at Warren Senior Housing, and everybody in the front office says he's at City Hall, no, he's working his full-time job, which is an out-of-state, he's the general manager of an out-of-state hockey league. He is making $100,000 there a year. He is making $109,000 at Warren Senior Housing. Okay? On October 17th at 8 a.m., I had emailed Jared to find out why City Hall had not received my termination letter yet, and why payroll wasn't able to give me my last check, and why 401k controller Roslyn wasn't able to inactivate my account. At 8:44, Jared messaged me back stating that he responded by forwarding this email to Sean and Laura Sullivan. Sean, at 8:59, I received a text message from the front office that Sean was losing his mind. Where was my termination letter? Where was my file that he took out at Friday at 3:30?
You're at time. Thank you.
The only thing I have to say is that
you're at
I know
time.
I'm out of time.
You're out of time. Mr. Watts, you're next. After Mr. Watts is Joel Vanderlinden. Oh, sorry, hold on, Mr. Watts. Go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, I want to throw out a kudos to DPW and their crews. They did a heck of a job getting these side streets plowed. There was a little hiccup last week. I contacted them about my area, and then they were fast to correct it, said it wouldn't happen again, and this time, wow, what a great job on the streets. They deserve some good pats on the back. Secondly, listening to the issue earlier about software, I'm wondering, where is our IT department? Why are they not staying on top of this stuff? So that's kind of different. On your open government you talked about tonight, kind of wound me up. I'm still waiting from a FOIA for like 18 months ago for an appeal. And now I just got another one I applied for that they didn't give me half the information I requested, and I'm going to have to appeal that one. And that's out of the mayor's office. So again, Mayor Stone is stonewalling the citizens on stuff that's available to them, which is really getting very irritating. And lastly, I want to say, man, this drone program, it's something I'm really into. And I got to tell you, I'm watching how many police departments are using this stuff. You're watching stuff on TV. This is absolutely amazing. And as much as I'd like to see a helicopter back, Miss Moore, this saves us a lot of money. This saves us a lot of money. And the ability and things we can use this for is just incredible. So I'm glad that got approved tonight, and you know, I can't wait to see it up and running. It's gonna help our officers out a lot. So everybody have a good night.
Thank you. Mr. Vanderlinden, you're next, and then Ray Deloche. I never say it correctly. Is that right? Okay, look at that. Ray first. Yeah. Is it finally on?
Joel Vanderlinden, longtime Warren resident. God, I've been saying that since the 70s. I want to bring up 3 points. First one about the drones in the air. My neighbor next door got a package delivered by helicopter before Christmas. We were pulling into the driveway. We watched this thing come down, land in the middle of her front lawn, and dropped off the package. They're already flying in Warren and making deliveries. There was an inspector that I worked with named Craig Grabowski. His daughter used to work with the Warren Police Department. She worked under Jerry Green. As time went on and her education went up, she's now in charge of the droids over in Troy. If you haven't seen the droids in action and would like to see how they work and stuff like that, I'm sure a simple phone call to her over in the Troy Police Department would shock you with the things that these droids can do. And the one thing no one talked about is the safety. You're taking away the need for high-speed chases. As she's following the car, she's telling you the way it's going. She can give you alternate routes to that vehicle without them being aware of it, and you can catch them safer without crashes and everything else. I applaud you today for voting in the droids. Now, there was a comment made about the mayor using software unapproved by the council. Now, I'm not sure, and I hope someone's looking into it, but I think that's illegal. I mean, she took an oath to safeguard and protect us, foreign and domestic. And yet she's doing it for them. We don't know what safeguards there are. We don't know,
20 seconds, Mr. Vanderlinden.
we don't know what she's doing. She cut down the police and now she's making our information free to all these other people and companies, but she won't give us our damn FOIAs. That should tell you something. That should tell you a lot.
You're at time. Thank you. Where did Ray go? Oh.
He ran ahead.
He left.
He's here. No, he's here. There's paperwork right there.
Give him 10 seconds.
I'm sorry, it was Warren PD.
3 minutes.
Yes, yes. This, from January 15th to December the 31st, this is an intake, 3 pages. These are all the homeless population that I've taken off the street without any help, without any funding. I never really wanted to ask the city for money. When I asked for it last year, it was mistakenly given to the wrong person. I funded that building myself the entire year. I am 1 month and a half behind. The owner is willing to work with me. I have no resources. I asked for 2 fundraisers, which I put together, and no one showed up. So I left it alone. City needs my help, and I need their help. People was turned away last night, and I took them in when I really didn't have the space. I want to thank Warren PD. I felt like I was back at the court system working. They were in and out of my building so many times last night, I felt like I was still in uniform. All I'm asking, I serve this country actively, currently. I serve Fitzgerald School District Board, and I serve our community. I'm not asking for handouts. I'm just asking for help, because come March 21st, if I'm closed before March 21st, everybody that has come into our city to open up a warming center for the season, they're going to do the same thing they did last year. When they go back to their cities, they're going to let that population flow over into our community. And it's going to end up over at our building, which you guys let me use in order to take care of the homeless. I have no more money. And I didn't even ask for a lot. I'm the cheapest budget in the district as far as running a shelter. People are asking for $180,000, $150,000 for 6 months. All I asked was $11,000, if that, for a month to stay open. I don't even want to see the money. As long as the money is going to the stuff to keep the building open and I can service the community, that's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for anything else. You guys already know I have an open door policy. But this is all the people that I took off the street in 12 months. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the end of audience.
Next item is response to audience. Madam Chair.
Ms. Moore.
Ray, we appreciate the work you do. We really do. And I think that you were at the meetings last year, or at one meeting where we discussed, you know, the city can't give you money directly, but I see that the outreach people in the mayor's office can plan all kinds of parties and events, and I don't know if it's legal or not, but maybe they could plan a fundraiser and do something that'll really help people rather than just parties. So maybe that's something that, I don't know, Mr. Schroeder, somebody have to look into it, whether you can use city resources to set up a fundraiser or not. I don't know. I didn't know anything about a
I didn't-
fundraiser.
I didn't either.
And,
I didn't know.
you
I didn't know
know,
either.
if we knew you were having something, we could certainly do what we could to help, encourage people.
Market it,
And get the word out. We do have those resources. All of us have social media, and we have pretty widespread. So if, you know, if you're doing another fundraiser, please contact one of us, and we'll get the information to everybody. But, I don't know, have you talked to the mayor's office?
Several times.
It's been a struggle. It's literally been a struggle. They've been busy, we've been busy. It's been a struggle. And like right now, there was one people calling me about someone that Chap Street turned away. That's what I'm at. Everybody turns, we don't supposed to turn no one away during the cold nights. If they come to your door, they're supposed to let them in.
Right.
I've been taking people in for the last 72 hours. One PD can vouch for it. They've been in my building every night, all night for the last 4
Right, right. I get that. But this is a county-wide problem, but people all over the county are bringing their folks to Warren. Some people are driving themselves there. That was just kind of surprised how many people drive themselves to the shelter. But this is a county problem, and we need to work with the whole county to figure this out, and we're not doing that. We can't operate in a silo by ourselves because we can only do so much. You know, we can have a facility we can probably open up, but, you know, beyond that, we can't really spend city funds on to help in this way. That, we do have to have a better way. So, you know, I don't know what the answer is, and if anybody, we're doing a horrible job in this country on a lot of things, but we should, there's smart enough people in this world that should be able to figure it out. I don't have the answer for you, but if you're gonna try to fundraise, I think everybody up here would help and reach out to the people we can. There's a lot of businesses in Warren, and there are many that have a mandate that they're supposed to help the community, and I think this would certainly be a worthwhile cause that they may be interested in supporting. So, you know, going forward, I know we're getting kind of too far into the season now, but you're gonna be running out of money. If you're doing something, let us know. Yep.
Madam President?
And one more thing, Mr. Watts, Trooper 2 is just fine. It's good enough.
Mr. Dwyer and then Ms. McGee.
Sorry, just over to Ray. Have you looked to the county health for an emergency appropriation for what you have going on, or no?
Yes, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. Other agencies that have shelters, it's like they're the big guys and I'm the little guy. I don't have an answer because I've been to every resource I possibly can, all the way up to my place, to the commissioner's office.
Yeah, frustrating to say the least.
Any,
No, that's, okay, thanks.
Ms. McGee?
And then, real
Oh,
quick, in
sorry.
response to Mr. Watts and the drone program here in Warren, yeah, what a great idea. I mean, strategically placing locations for these drones throughout the city is invaluable. Again, going back to walkaways and us having these drones with infrared and thermal imaging, when we got weather like this and we've got walkaways, whether they're kids or elderly or whatever, in the middle of the night, time is of the essence, because this cold weather, when you're out there in these frigid temperatures, you're probably not gonna last long. So to get those things up and launched and trying to locate people, they're gonna save lives as well as assisting the police and fire with everything else that they do. So that's pretty much all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. McGee?
Just want to let you know, I've spoke to Ray several times about his situation. He did inform me that he applied for some grant funding, as well as taking in several people, and majority of these people are from the city of Warren. I've looked at his paperwork, his intake sheets, and I reviewed them. I did speak to the Crime Commission, and they had informed me that they're planning on, they would like to assist, and maybe they can do a fundraiser for him, as well as the City of Warren Police Department. So we're gonna definitely continue to try to work with him. He's in our area, me and Mr. Lafferty area, as well as Mr. forgot your last name already, and Noonan, and definitely, Councilman Boyke has, assisted in every way possible. So we definitely tried our best to try to assist them in any way, and I am trying to tell him as much as possible about grant funding coming up.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Madam Chair?
Mr. Lafferty?
And perhaps this is in response to the more immediate need. And, we talked about this last year, and we came up with an action plan for running a warming center at Owen Jacks. And at the same time, we talked about, while the city cannot just give a check to a nonprofit or to any other organization, but we can establish a contract for services, outlining the services that are being provided and paying for those services. Perhaps there may be an opportunity where, he is providing a service, the center is in Warren, the services are being provided to Warren residents, and perhaps legally, the city attorney's office could come up with a small contract, and we're talking $11,000. Maybe it's a $5,000 contract, something that, the city is contracting with him for certain things that are legally allowed for us to purchase from Mr. Deloche and his
It's a
organization.
great idea. A fist bump from over here. I like that.
So I'd like to ask that Mary Michaels work with Mr. Mazzarelli and put a response together and email that to us within the next 48 hours.
Yeah, we might have to send an email
Yes.
there to them, but I think
I'm
that-
sure he's either listening or he's on
It's a
the way home.
fantastic
but-
idea. Thank you, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you.
Madam President, through the chair.
Mr. Noonan and then Mr. Dwyer.
I've heard Ray say that his rent was about $5,000 a month. So that would be a very substantial help if there was a place that he could operate out of. That'd be a huge help. So I second that idea very much. Thank you.
Mr. Dwyer?
The other thing is, that I was thinking through to Mr. Schroeder, is couldn't we approach, as council, the county and try to get immediate relief through them? Is that an option?
Yes, we can communicate with the county. Certainly, if you want, I could maybe reach out tomorrow. I have some contacts there and ask
That'd be
what we
great.
can do to cooperate. That's not a problem.
That would be great. Thank you. That's all I have.
Awesome. Anything further?
Madam Chair?
Mr. Lafferty.
One thing I had failed to mention during announcements, I wanted to give a shout out to the DPW, Department of Public Works, Mr. Mazzarelli's team, been working 24 hours a day, salting, plowing, and sanitation, doing their best. Everyone, I know they're all helping each other out, and I'd like to thank them for the outstanding job they're doing.
I second that, and the water department, because there's been water mains.
Water
and,
main breaks.
I'd like to add to that, in my area, garbage pickup was also done on the same day.
Yeah, it's really quite remarkable, to be honest, how they're able to coordinate all of those services. Anything further? Yeah, heat in the building next time. Next item, Madam Secretary.
Adjourn.
Support Dwyer.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.